hello there. Just starting the stream, so I'm just like getting myself situated. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and turn off volume. Cool. All right. Well, if you're here, welcome. Tonight, I'm going to be putting some guitar overdubs on some of the demos that we've been working on recently. So, yeah. So I'm just gonna kind of give about maybe 5 minutes for people to kind of like file into the chat. And while that's happening, I'm just gonna be kind of casually playing guitar. Once I start to see people start to file in, I will, start to go through my process. And actually, I have a second camera available, which I'll show you. And this camera is close to my pedal board, and I'm going to, at this point, whenever I go to start working on effects, I will put my other phone over here. This is my iPad. I'm going to put my other phone over here on the stand. You can't see it from the vantage point that you're looking at, but I have another stand right here that's right above my pedal board, so you can kind of like hang out with me whilst I put my effects together and I kind of talk about what I'm doing. So yeah, so it's gonna be kind of fun. I'm gonna switch the view back. Oh, don't do that. Here. Yeah, so just gonna be hanging out for a minute, waiting for someone else, so a couple other people to come in. I'm gonna wait till about 6:05. I'm gonna start playing guitar to hang out. Starting to get some settings. First, I gotta turn my guitar on. All right. Hey, Rob. Rob just stopped by in the chat, which is like awesome. Yeah, he's got some stuff going on this week. That's why we're not doing our normal rehearsal. But I was slacking on getting the demos finished, so this is good for me anyway. So, Rob, I love you and I miss you, and I hope you have a good concert tonight. Actually, Rob, if you're still there, I love you, but like way more. I don't know. I love you a lot, Rob. So actually, since you're here for a second, listen to this thing I came up with today. I think you might like it. It's like in 5/4 until the very end. It goes like back to a 4/4. So it's really hard to do a metronome to, but it goes like this. It's how'd it go? I actually almost sent you a video of me playing that because I was like gonna try and like the open string aspect of it. Yeah, I thought you might like it. It's weird, like the time signature to it. Yeah, so I tapped it, or I was trying to like figure out what the tempo was for it, and apparently it's like a 5/4, but then at the end there when does that bend, it goes into 4/4, I guess. But yeah, all right, it is officially 6:05, so I'm just gonna go ahead and start kind of figuring out what this session is gonna be, because I haven't figured out what songs I'm gonna do yet. So I'm just gonna kind of look at what songs we have worked on. So let me take a second here and look at what we got. So we were doing demos for Astral Glider, Blood Red, and actually it's just those two for right now. We did do a Desert Sky one, and we did a Dreamweaver one. That's right. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and go with Astral Glider because I actually have some notes here from that session. And actually, I'll take this second to show you guys. Whenever, well, not whenever. I like to be more organized, but anyway, one of the things I do to help kind of keep my thoughts and stuff organized whenever I have an idea for a song, or specifically anything I do in regards to like studio work, like if I've recorded a demo or anything like that, I've got like a little journal that is just for like studio stuff. I call it my recording journal. Ooh. There it is, recording journal. Yeah. And so I wrote down some notes. So when Rob and I were working on this was it last week? Yeah. He made a cool suggestion, which was about the structure of the song, because we were trying to figure out what the structure of the song was going to be. This is a song that goes like, if you've been watching our stuff, it's the one that goes like this. So we pretty much we created a general structure for that song, and Rob had a suggestion to do it like this, where because the pattern we created was like a verse, chorus, we've got this little riff, and then we do another verse, and another chorus, and then another riff, and then another chorus, and then we do a midsection, and then it goes to the end. So Rob's suggestion was, in lieu of that second chorus, do a guitar solo in that section, and then go to the riff afterwards. So the only real way to experience that would be in the overdub section, because we don't have a second guitar player. So I think first tonight, on the agenda will be to record get the sounds for the rhythm guitar overdubbed, so we can kind of make that guitar sound a little bit bigger, and yeah, and they'll start there, and we'll see where it goes, because it could take some time. Recording always takes more time than you intended to. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're getting into for the session today. Look at it next week. Hell yes, Rob. Cool. I have ideas for how to make it can hard the next body of work will go for after its first album. All right. So the first things first, let's figure out which take, because we did multiple takes of this song. Let's figure out which take is the best one. I think it was the last one. Let me take a listen. We did 3 takes. The first one was good, the second one, that's right, second one was okay, serviceable, but the third one was overall better. I think I messed up a little bit on the third take, which was the best take. So part of what I'll be doing is kind of not covering up my mistakes, but, you know, getting it so that the song can sound as close to what we envision it to sound like, you know, for eventually recording it for real. So, all right, so let's just go ahead and listen as is, because you always want to listen to what you got. Figure out, excuse me, sneeze. You want to listen to what you got to figure out where you need to go with it. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to lower it so that it's not too loud for you guys. So here we go. So listening to it, I know exactly what I want to do. I want to just get those, like I said, the rhythm guitar, but I kind of have an idea where I want to go. When I recorded this, I had two overdrive pedals. I use a Tomness Deluxe, and for this one I used a Boss BD2. So those are both overdrive pedals. So the sound that I got and what I was going for was lightly distorted, but with clarity, because I'm using a lot of like full chords. So today my intention will be to give it a little bit of bite. So I want to get some more distortion, maybe some fuzz, and then maybe some modulation on some parts. I just got a flanger pedal that I want to mess with. So cool. So now that I kind of know what I'm looking for as far as like a sound, now let's go ahead and start doing the fun part, which is tinkering with the pedals. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch the vantage point view in a second here. So give me just a second. And we're gonna get that going. Okay. All right. Sorry the lighting isn't as good. I could actually fix that. All right, so we're going to do two things. We're going to have the view that you're seeing me at right now, and we will also, ooh, that's a little too bright. Let's lower that significantly. Yes. Let's also, okay, cool. Just off screen. Okay, so I'm also going to grab my phone and do like an A-B thing. Okay, sorry about that. I was setting up my phone and I accidentally lost the stream for a second, so let me go ahead and get myself situated again. All right. So if I look here, oh no, go back. Done. Okay, we're still on, good. Okay, so let me switch this perspective. And this is my pedal board, as you can see. So let's do a combination. So you can see both me and the pedal board. So we got A and B. Okay, cool. So hello. All right, let me switch that angle a little bit. Okay, cool. So right now I've got just my Tomness overdrive, which I've got pretty much the bass, mids, and treble all set at about 1 o'clock-ish. I'm gonna dial the bass back just a tiny bit. So between 12 and 1 o'clock. The mids I usually like to keep kind of boosted, and the treble I like to pull back a little bit on, but today I'm just gonna actually increase it just a tad. So the mids and treble at the same level. I've got the gain right at about just under 2 o'clock, and the level, how loud it is, at about 1 o'clock. And that's the sound I get. So what I want to do with that sound is I want to get some distortion, so I'm going to mess with my Dookie pedal right here. And let's see what that sounds like. So hearing that, it's got a little too much fizz. I'm just going to dial that back and see if I can dial in something that is distorted, but not overly distorted. Because when you're recording, distortion doesn't always translate the best, so it's usually better to get less, less is more kind of thing. So let's see what I can do to dial something usable in. like that. What I like about it is that it's bright, so I know it's gonna cut a little bit better. And it's distorted, but it's not overly distorted. So what I like about this pedal, the Dookie pedal, is it's got four knobs: output, gain, tone, and blend. Obviously, output, gain, and tone, those are obviously easy enough to understand what they do. But the blend knob is really cool because this pedal was designed to try and emulate Billy Joe Armstrong's guitar tone, and he uses two Marshalls. I forget what kind of Marshall amps he uses, but he's got one that's clean and one that's dirty. So he keeps one that's, so the combination of the signals is what gives, him his sound for a lot of his music. So what's the blend knob is essentially goes between those two presets. The preset for the clean setting amp and the preset for the dirty amp. So what I did was I kind of put the blend knob a little bit more towards that clean amp, so that kind of gain I'm getting is not that heavy breakup kind of gain. I want breakup, but I want like a little bit more of a smooth breakup. It's a little bit more of a texture in the way that fuzz is, but fuzz introduces a lot of bass frequencies that can be really difficult to deal with. So yeah, so we're just getting in some nice light distortion, and I always go with a tiny bit of reverb. So let me test that right now. A little bit less. This is without. This is with. Yeah, just that little bit of verb. Just that little bit of reverb just gives it a little bit more space in the sound. And it's not overwhelming to where it's gonna like affect the sound too much. All right, so next step is to go ahead and make sure levels are okay and record. So let me do that. Gotta get the strap on first. Alright, so let's see. Okay, so let's see, just making sure, setting up my stuff. I'm just gonna take that one off. Okay, cool. Alrighty, so let's see, create, and this is gonna be guitar, overdub, rhythm. Always name your tracks, people. Helps avoid much confusion for you and for whoever's going to be mixing it, in which case might be me. So investment for future self. Let me also check the chat real quick, see if anybody's hanging out. Nope. All right, well, that's fine with me. All right, let's see. So let's see, gonna set record, grab my headphones, grab my headphones, and let's go ahead and check my tuning. Let's do that. Let's do it. Let's see. Am I in tune? We're gonna find out. I am now. Okay, so Okay, gonna go record. Oh, actually, I'm gonna start it a little bit. Let's start it right about there. So I was recording, and I just realized that I have a pad on the track. So what that means is I've essentially made the track at a much lower volume. I looked at as I was recording, and I saw that the sound wave was just like super thin, and I was like, "What's going on here?" And yeah, had a pad on, so I'm gonna fix that. Do it again. All right, check levels again. All right, so here we go. obviously I'm not recording over those clean sections. So, so yeah. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna listen back, see how it went. I know there are a couple of parts that I messed up, so definitely want to listen for those and maybe redo the whole thing or redo some parts of it. So let's give her a listen, shall we? Alright, so let's check her out. Let's unmute that part. And let's check it out. Cool. So I like the sound a lot. I think it gets exactly what I needed to hear from it. So now what I want to do is I'll record it again because I like to record at least, if I'm recording something, I'm going to record a safety. So I'm going to record a safety take for that one just in case, because I like these settings and I don't want to lose them. So we'll do that. And then the next thing I want to do is I want to add another guitar overdub for the verse of I want to add another guitar overdub for the rhythm that is a little bit more clear. So not exactly completely clean, but like maybe with because I'm using my neck pickup right now, so maybe with my middle pickup or my bridge pickup, and with just a tiny bit of overdrive and maybe like a chorus or a flanger to kind of give it that nice big what's the word, jangly kind of vibe going on with it. So let's just see what that sounds like. So I think it might sound cool with it. So yeah, so we're gonna do that, another take of that right now. Let's do it. Okay, so back to the other camera view. Hello. Let me just get my headphones. My head scones. I used to be a barista. Never a big scone guy, but they do taste great. Alright, so let's see. So this will be take 2. It's my safety take. Started late on that one. Ugh. I'd skip it. Realistically, I could just, you know what? I'm gonna come in right after that little guitar licky thing, because I cut out during that for these overdubs anyway. So we'll do that real quick. Position myself in the right place. Chicka chicka. All right. All right, here we go. Great. Oh, I'm so happy with that. That one felt much better, a little more on time. So I like that take a lot. So I think what I'm going to do, because like I said, I like the take that I got. I like these settings. I think this is a really nice kind of like fuzzy distortion kind of thing going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what this sounds like with middle and bridge, these with the settings as is, to see if maybe I want to record another distorted guitar just to kind of build the sound, make it big. Because that's the thing with any project that I'm involved in, I always want to do like big, huge fucking guitars. So I'm going to listen to what it sounds like with my middle pickup and then my bridge pickup. So. Distorted territory. Yep. So I'm going to record it, another overdub, same exact rhythm part, with the middle pickup, with these settings, just to give it, because compare this to this. Different. So very similar in terms of like the distortion levels, but different in terms of like what frequencies are being emphasized. So what I like about this, it's a little bit more smoothed over. This, it's still got that smoothed over factor, but because it's getting some of the dirt from the P90 and clarity, and from the bridge, it's just, giving it a little bit more presence. So I want to get that in. I may end up, like, what ends up happening is I end up recording like a bunch of guitar tracks and just layering them over, and I get rid of some of them, but I prefer to have a lot of guitar stuff to work with and then peel it back if needed. So yeah, so we'll do another distorted take with the same setting, just in the middle position, and then we'll add a clean tone with a little bit of modulation to give it some of that jangle pop quality. We'll see if it's even usable, but we're trying a lot of stuff here. We're throwing some spaghetti at the walls and seeing what sticks. All right, so let's see. So now I'm going to mute that track, save the session as is, and pull up a new overdub guitar. Let's see, guitar, overdub, rhythm, and I'll put in the comments rhythm. I'll just put rhythm 2, more distortion from the middle pickup as opposed to the neck. Write myself some notes. This is the same interface. Okay, we're going from about here. Okay, all right. Back to it. I did a little squeal. Don't like it. Doing that again. I didn't catch my whammy bar to do the little wiggles. And I like the wiggles. I like the wiggle. Third time's a charm, they say. Let's find out. 2, 1, 2, 4. I like that. I think I might record another one of those just for safety, but just kind of keep things a little more entertaining. I'm going to go ahead and I know I'm already going to keep the same settings on my tumness when I do the clean sound, because the tumness really isn't giving me too much distortion. It's mostly just kind of giving me like a little bit of a boost in the signal, boosting like some of the mids, and a tiny bit of breakup, just on the edge of breakup, which I like that sound. So so I'm going to keep the distortion settings the way they are. I'll probably record another overdub, just like that one, as like a safety. For right now, let's go ahead. I'm going to switch back to kind of like talking to you guys whilst I put this together. And yeah, so you can kind of see how I'm going to dial in a tone for the clean stuff. All right. Okay, so here's what I gotta do. You got to try a little tenderness. Okay, and this is my A, and this is my B. Cool. So we got both of them going on. And let's see, so put this one down for a second. Pull these headphones off because I don't need them. Okay, let's move this chair back over here. And let's grab the phone. Let's make sure I don't turn off the live stream this time. All right. Right. All right. Can you see the pedal board okay? Yeah. Cool. All right. So, hello again. So, check it out. So, between using the small clone, so actually, I like that. What about my flanger? No. Let's hear. So this pedal right here, it's a little bit harder to see. Let's see if I can get you a better vantage point. Yeah, so this pedal is called the Sub Decay Starlight Flanger, and what I like about it is you can see it's got a couple of different settings you can kind of go through. I'll tell you what those settings are. It's sine, triangle, square triangle mix, random sample hold, and then an 8-step and a 16-step. So yeah, so it has a lot of, let me put this back, make a position so you can see everything. So it has a lot of a variety you can do with it, but what I don't like about it right now is that it's doing that typical flanger thing, which is totally cool, but I just dialed in a tone that works for another band that I play in, so I'm not gonna mess with it. I like this chorus sound on the small clone. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I see what it sounds like with my BD2 instead of the Tomness. You know what? I like that. I like that a little bit more. It's a little bit less punchy. So I think it'll probably sit in the mix a little bit better. Let me add a little more gain to it. Probably a little too much gain. Pull back on the gain, add a little bit more volume. Let me go back to the Tumness. So I really like the sound of the tumness, but I think it might. So I think it sounds good in the room, but I think that that tumness, like I said, it's giving it a little extra body, and I think that I like the way that sounds in the room a lot. But I think in recording, since I've been using the tumness, both of the guitar distortion tracks that I've already recorded already have that kind of tone profile, that like very thick kind of sound. So I think that if I do the tumness with the chorus, it might be a little, even though it's a different sound in general, it might be a little bit too similar to the distortion tones that I got. So I'm thinking maybe I'll do the blues driver and see how that sits first. Because I'm listening to this and I like the way this sounds a lot. Because with that little bit of gain, that little bit of bite you get from it, you can really hear that kind of swirling warble. Less so with the BD2. You can just barely tell it's affected. So I'm gonna go ahead and see what I can do with this chorus. Maybe increase it just a little bit. I'm pretty much at 9 o'clock. I'm gonna increase it to about like between 9 and no, about 10 o'clock right there. A little too much. I'm kind of go between. Cool. So let me add a little more tone from the BD2. See if that helps. It does. Let me add a little bit more gain. A little too much gain, just a tiny bit more of a drop. Yeah. I'm gonna increase the tone just a little bit more. A tiny bit more chorus. Go back to my volume pedal, just my volume knob actually on my guitar just a tad bit. No, don't even mess with it. No. Probably need to replace the pots on this at some point. Because every time I just go a slight bit, I lose so much tone. So, let me see a little bit more chorus. I think that that's good. You want, even with similar to distortion with your modulation effects, you want to get those modulations, but you don't want to be, you want to be a little bit more, less is more. Less is more. So okay, so I've got a cool clean tone. So I've got my BD2, my small clone, and my reverb still. The reverb just tends to be always on, and when I'm recording, I just tend to keep it relatively low so it's not overwhelming. So yeah, let's do it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to change the vantage point on this again. Let's see. So let's just make that solo for now. Wait, nope, make this solo for now. Hi. All right. Now we're going to make this one solo. Hello there. So, going to go ahead and set up another one. Let's see. First save. New track. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no. Alright, I'm not going to worry about it. Basically what happened was I had the record button set on both tracks that I recorded today, as opposed to just one or the other. So yeah, so I had to delete that last take. But that's okay, I'm not worried about it. I got a good rhythm take. I can get the other one later. For now, let's go ahead and add this one. I think this will do us up for the night. So, guitar, overdub, clean, warble. All right, cool, so we're gonna start here. Okay, that's a little better. We're looking at input 1, and let me go ahead and okay, so input 1, and we're ready to go. All right, back off that volume just a tiny bit. Whatever. We got it. so let me go ahead and hop back on the other camera. I want to check the chat, and then I think I need to go here because I promised my fiance that I would take us all out to go on a walk with our pup. And it's getting late. I don't know if the sun has gone down yet. Hopefully it hasn't, but that was my intention, was to do a live stream, then go for a little walk and skateboard ride with my pup and my lovey. So let me... Cool. All right, cool. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to save that. And we're going to go and stop. Close the session. And cool. All right. So it doesn't seem like there's anybody in the chat. So I'll just say thank you so much if you were hanging out with us today, with me today. I very much appreciate it. If you want to check us out on Instagram, we are known as Sausages Over Washington. And yeah, we have an EP coming out that's shared with our previous band, the Grizzly Adams. That's coming out next Friday. We'll be posting a little short snippet of a song this week. They'll be able to hear on it. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And otherwise, you can check us out on YouTube as well. This is the link for our YouTube channel. It's going to eventually be called Space Cave Records, but currently it's still locked into the old identity, which was our previous band, the Grizzly Adams. If you want to check out some of that old material, you can find us on Instagram as the Grizzly Adams. That was the previous incarnation of this band. It's mostly like psych pop kind of stuff. And if you'd like to follow me on Instagram, you can go ahead and follow me at FuzzLaser. That is my personal Instagram. I mostly post footage of me skateboarding and stuff. And like I said, we are going to be releasing an EP next Friday. It's going to be dropping. So yeah, be on the lookout for it. We'll be posting about it and stuff. We're going to have a pre-save link put up onto both the Grizzly Adams Instagram and the Sausages Over Washington Instagram this week. And like I said, we'll be posting a sound clip soon. So, all right, with that being said, guys, that is it. I'm going to bounce. You guys have a great night. Stay spacey and keep gazing.